Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to Change Your Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Tonight we have a great show planned tonight. Tonight we'll be discussing. Oh Lord, I thought. Well, if you haven't noticed, I'm not at the studio, and I get the reason why I'm not at the studio right now. But again, welcome to Change Your Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. We got an awesome show planned tonight. Tonight we'll be discussing what is your obligation to family and friends. You know, a lot of times people have buyer's remorse when they start, making certain successes and progressions in life. Sometimes they may have some kind of feeling of obligation or indebtedness to do things for family and friends, especially if a person helping get in a certain position. And I want to have an open discussion tonight in regards to what is truly your obligation to family and friends, when you start doing things in life, or just period. Sometimes people have expectations for you that you really don't understand why they do. And that can be, friends, significant other, close family members. And we're just going to have an open discussion about it tonight. Again, I am Deonte Burden. This is Changing Lives. Real quick, I want to just give a big shout out. Normally you see I'm at my home office right now, and I'm not in the studio like I'm every Thursday, but we have a tragedy in the Misfits Media, Misfits Radio family. Give a big shout out to DJ Lab and Slick 316, losing Slick lost his son, Carlos Long, on Monday. So I want to send my deepest condolences out to you guys. I love you guys to death. It helped me get through some real challenging times in my life. And I just want you guys to know I'm here for you. So keep my Misfits Radio family in your prayers, especially Slick 316 and DJ Lab. And again, you guys, if you guys need me, I'm there for you, and I'll be talking with you soon and everything. Right now we're streaming live on Facebook and also YouTube. Change lives, we talk about, I'm trying to catch my thoughts in too many arms. We talk about motivation, personal development, professional development, family, parenting, all that good stuff, okay? But to stay abreast of everything, especially if you're looking at us on YouTube right now, hit that little blue man in the bottom right-hand corner. Just to kind of give you guys a rehash, I usually rehash the previous week. Doing pretty good. You guys know I'm an accountant by profession. Tax season going awesome. I want to say thanks to all you guys. This is my 20th year in business, all right? 20 years in the game, and it's been going great. This is probably one of the best tax seasons, maybe the best tax season I ever had. Plus, both the YouTube channels doing well, especially Mr. Short Dollar. I want to thank everybody for all the love and support you've given me. I work hard for it, but hell, again, you guys are there to deliver when I was working hard and grinding and trying my best to give you guys good information. To bring back with that, the YouTube channel, then that's it. That's pretty much it right there. I've been reshuffling between tax season, guys, so y'all please forgive me if I'm kind of a little off with my thoughts, because I just did a live feed on Mr. Short Dollar a little while ago, and I just want to kind of circle back with tonight's show. I think it's a real good topic, and with everything kind of getting shifted with this week, I'm just trying my best to try to stay on top of everything. Big shout out to my homegirl Liz for the kettle one, right on point. Appreciate that. Just going back to tonight's show, we're talking about what's your obligation of family and friends. A lot of times you hear, especially let's use athletes or musicians or entertainers rather, when people actually have some different successes in life, and you see people have those, their career escalates and they go through different things. And next thing you know, they're bringing all these people with them. Now, I never had a problem with people bringing along family and friends, because a lot of times people don't understand, especially if you have been a person that actually progressed through life and you actually made a, start at one point and you start doing things. Most of the time you got that position because some of the love and support that you got from your close family members and friends. And people can feel a certain way about, hey, they helped me get here. That's why I'm here. They may have been wanting you to just be successful. They may not have any kind of ulterior motives or anything like that, but you really don't know. That's one of the things about it. Let me see. We're doing the fundraiser for kids on the cab. I think y'all show up, man. Okay, cool. I appreciate it, Rodney Hop. If it's what I do is at the end of the show, I bring it up with anything, just with community, notices or anything, but I bring that up at the end of the show. A lot of times people feel that way, and I can understand that. If you make some sacrifices, especially with a certain family member, a certain friend, you want to see them do well. You may not have, anything that you expect in return, but that person may feel like, hey, I owe you. And I see this happen so many times. We just had the NFL draft a couple of days ago, and you can look at some of the rooms where, the parents were just overjoyed. I know with two of my sons receiving scholarships, uh, the weight is kind of lifted off your shoulder when your child get an opportunity to go to school for free. And I know damn well the biggest weight was I know I had to pay for nothing. And when you see your child actually go through life making sacrifice and seeing success, you see a lot of those families overjoyed. And, I can just imagine how happy they were. Now you pivoted around. Now those guys, 22, 23 years old, maybe feel like, okay, now I've got this money. I got to take care of mama, got to take care of dad, I got to take care of sister, brother, and my girl. Is that right or wrong? Mom and dad have made a lot of sacrifice for you to get there. Are you indebted? Do you have to take care of certain things with them? I'm not the person to sit here and say that. I never felt like any one of my kids were obligated to reimburse me with anything they did. But I do feel, be it right or wrong, that you thank me by just being good and productive. I think everything that I've done for any one of my children, or that I even currently do for my children, is, I never ask for them to do anything, but just be productive. We didn't make you sacrifice to work hard for you to sit on your butt. And I just keep it real with them like that. But that's one of the biggest things, that I always push myself. And I when you look at, probably people that in probably the public eye, and you see that, and I think that's probably, they may have reservations about helping people, but it just, I guess, so common. You get that $1 million contract, or you got the $1 million record deal. Now I got to bring in all these people to help me. Who says wrong? Who says wrong? But that's why I want to have this open discussion with everybody in regards to that, to get you guys feeling about everything. Again, this is Change Your Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Tonight we're talking about what's your obligation to your family and friends. Again, I'm about to say Mr. Short, on Change Your Lives, we talk about motivation, personal development, professional development, parenting, family, all that great stuff. Right now we're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. The YouTube is the main channel. I think we got over 200 videos on Change Your Lives. To stay updated with everything, like the Facebook channel. But if you follow us right now on YouTube, hit that blue man in the bottom right hand corner. Okay, now to kind of have start a discussion now, we start talking about obligations to family and friends. I think a lot of times it comes down probably from a traditional standpoint, how people feel that they should, we look at kind of like the man of the house. The man's job is to be taking care of the family, make sure everybody got certain things. And I think it's kind of hard. And I do think as a man, you should be the leader of the family, be it right or wrong, or chauvinistic, or whatever, however you want to perceive it. But sometimes that can get abused in regards to people taking advantage of, your personal feelings of where you want your family to be in a certain situation. Because you may say, okay, I want my family to be okay because I'm doing okay. But sometimes from the outside looking in, people can perceive like, damn, you're doing okay, but you might be, you're doing what you're doing well, you're doing exceptional from the outside looking in. Number one, you're not asking anybody to borrow no damn money. That's probably one of the key indicators that people have when they assume you're doing well. You're not asking anybody. The second thing is, it makes you see the tangible stuff. You got a decent house, decent car, your apartment fine, you're dressing nice, you don't look stressed and anything. And so people see that and they're like, well, shit, they got it. You ain't hurting. I can ask. And a lot of times you're in a funky spot, because if you haven't volunteered to do it, now it's like they're looking at me sideways. And depending on how your temperament is dealing with your family and friends, if you care about it or not. A lot of people do. Some people can care less. But then you got those certain pressures come in. You start talking about looking from a traditional standpoint, what a man's supposed to do. The man's supposed to make sure, you look at, you grow up saying what the three things: feed his family, clothe his family, and house his family. That's the thing. Just do that. Just make sure they got those three necessities, and everybody should be cool. Today's day and age, I don't know how the hell. I don't even know some damn men ain't got it or not. But that's a whole nother show. you know. But so many times people get caught up into that. I got to make sure because if I got this, they need to have that. And what's your obligation? Are you really tied into doing that? You know, should your obligation be if they made sacrifices, they wanted you to do certain things, your obligation just be your effort to try to get things, or should you be in a position where you try to provide certain things to people? And that's kind of like when we get in that little gray area with doing certain things. So you never really know what people expect from you or what you want to give from people till you get in certain situations. Because we're gonna do a show about generational wealth, and I seen the video with Master P on the Breakfast Club. He was talking, had his sons on there, and they had all the ramen noodles and the cereal, and they were talking about generational wealth. And I hear so many people talking about they want to leave this to their children and build this legacy. And I think people say that a lot when they ain't got nothing. When I mean by ain't got nothing, I mean you ain't sitting on money or businesses or properties and all this kind of stuff at that particular time. You dreaming about doing it. But once you start acquiring assets, acquiring some quote unquote shape form of wealth, you find out real dang quick that your kids ain't really interested in that perception. Your kids won't. I think a lot of times they want to be taken care of, but be interested in the business you done created, the assets that you generated and you want them to protect. They can care less. And a lot of times people just got their kids really involved with their business or under certain things from perception standpoint is because they tired of taking care of their grown kids. So we gonna make them come work for you or make them do certain things around the house or whatever. But kids still don't want to do that. So I'm interested. You know, I really that's a show we're gonna have coming up in a couple of weeks. But I really want to get everybody thoughts and feelings on that because we start talking about these obligations. You know, my views now and my views 20 years ago totally different. I'll share that with you guys later on in the show. Again, this is Change Live hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Tonight's show, we're talking about what's your obligation. What do you feel like that you're supposed to, as an individual, from success standpoint, point of where you are in life, that you're supposed to be doing things for your family and friends. Okay, do you feel like you should? You feel like you should not? Do you feel like you have an obligation? You feel like you can care less about it? I want to discuss it tonight while we're talking about it. A thing that I pivot off of is, really come down to certain priorities. Some people really do feel that they have to take care of people. They feel like they got a moral obligation that these are my family. This is the people that actually went through the ringer with me with everything, and I do need to make sure they're straight. And that's a tough one. That's a tough one because I love my family. I love my friends. My biggest thing was, if you need me, I help you. But I always felt like as long as I made folks, quote unquote, feel proud, I was doing enough. You all had and everybody got different dynamics. The way I feel about my mama, which I love my mama to death, and the way another person, you never know how their household was brought up. So I never get into too much with people, what they should do for this person, should do for that person, because you never know what kind of household they grew up in. But I do feel that people have to be very, very, very careful when dealing with family, because people can take advantage of you. And when you start getting taken advantage of, a lot of times you create stresses on yourself and maybe to your family that don't necessarily need to be there. Excuse me, that you can really nip in the bud real quick. And when people start looking at what a priority of what they want to do and what they have to do, that's where things get lost. You making, legally you got to take care of your children, right? But do you have to take care of, your parents if, they're, got a capacity? Now you might want, even like with certain friends or whatever, I got to do this. I got to you ain't got to do a damn thing, but just really make sure you take care of yourself. But that's one of the things I think a lot of times people get so enamored in regards to what they feel like they have to do. Okay. And I always say kind of side on the part of make sure you take care of yourself. I'm real big on, knowing that the ultimate priority is always myself, and I didn't feel that way 20 years ago. But like now, I went through that whole little situation where, where I was just bringing up the whole point of, and it's not no knock on my children or family members, but I'm just saying you don't really think about certain things till you go through it. But I've been through that whole process of built a quote unquote legacy for my family, and you learn it's nothing bad. And I had to learn this for myself that your children's vision for what they want in their life and yours are two totally separate things. You can sit here and try to build this quote unquote legacy or these businesses and all this kind of stuff, and they just might want to go fishing every day. They might not, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to do that. And you know what? They don't have to. They don't have to. You say, well, listen, you can do this, you can do this, I got this for you. But if they're not interested in it, they're not interested in it. And I think that's one of the things that you find out very, very quickly when you're in a capacity to actually create and have certain things. So when you building or you thinking about, I want to leave this to my kids, because we see it all the time. The big mama died, grandmama died, she leave the house to damn 8 kids, and they know 6 of them damn kids are worth a damn. I ain't gonna do nothing. And the 2 that's really decent, they stressing the hell out trying to figure out what they trying to do and live their life and service everything, instead of just parents saying, look, I know we're gonna split this, we're gonna leave something to them other 6, and these other 2 just will have made them executives. People don't do that. And you know what your heirs are like from this, even, but they change and they mature and everything like that. Things gradually, you see kids progress. Big shout out, man. God, I don't know, I forgot. Give a shout out to my oldest son, Torrin Ferguson, man. Good job, T. He just he's a new defensive back coach at Luella High School in Hampton, Georgia. Man, so big shout out to T, new DB coach at Luella High School, man. Real proud of you, son. Real proud of you. God, I don't know, I forgot to mention that first. I'm sorry about that, babe. But your path that you want to create for them and what they want, because they see what you do, but they also see what you have, but they also see what you did to get there. And that path is just like totally uninterested, because especially if you a father like me, I'm a very, very hands-on father. I've coached all my children in the athletics growing up, everything. I'm talking about from 5 years old all the way to high school. I coached all 4 of my boys. And kids a lot of times see the sacrifice that daddy make. And that's one time they say, like, okay, I don't really want to do that. Now I understand the daddy did that to get them a certain point. And again, I always want to keep referencing this because this was very hard for me to understand, was your children are not obligated to share your vision and share your interests. It's cool. But I was just really looking at that stuff the other day with Master P on the Breakfast Club and his sons. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And I'm gonna say this too. I hope everything was genuine. I really do. But I can sit here and see all 4 of my boys and my nephew saying the same damn thing, in that same forum, but not necessarily meaning it. Like, yeah, we're gonna do this, we own this, we own that, because it sounds cool. And that attracts women. So I can see my kids doing it, my son's doing it, definitely my nephew, but just a genuine interest in doing certain things like that. I can't say that. I can't honestly can't say that. When we start talking about the building there, because my motto is, and people that know me, I say a lot of times that I work 20 hours a day, so I don't have to work 40 hours a week, and that totally doesn't resonate with my children all the time. Now, again, my oldest 26, my baby boy 10. You never know if things will change in the next couple of years. We're doing it. But, we only look at what's going on right now. And I can't sit here and say that out of 4 of my boys, which one I really would take over the business. I can't say that. I honestly can't. And even when you sit there and provide, hey, this is the blueprint to do that, they're not lazy. I can say, I got lazy kids, they just don't have an interest in it. And that's kind of why I think a lot of times people don't really want to, they can't just fathom that idea. But that's one of the things, again, when you get into this side of it, where you got these assets where you say, okay, look, I got somewhat of a foundation for you guys to take over for, to help you guys generation. Once you get that kind of stuff, you start seeing everything differently. You're like, shit, I'm gonna make these sacrifices for these jokers. and they don't really damn want it. And it's nothing uncommon. It's nothing uncommon. I think it's more common to people to talk about it because they don't have it. They don't. That's the thing about it. When you sitting on businesses and properties and all this other kind of stuff, and you say, okay, we got a little change in there, and you ain't nowhere near, when I'm saying dead, I'm talking about you're not, I'm saying bad words, but you're still relatively young. You have certain those things like that. You're like, man, I got y'all straight, but if they're not interested, what you gonna say? And that's one of the things I think a lot of times people really don't uh, put a lot of thought into. Again, it's a Change Live hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Tonight show, we're talking about what's your obligation to your family and friends. A lot of times people are really caught in the dreaming because I think that we see ourselves and our family in a certain light. And as we progress through life, we want them to have the best. We want our kids to wear the best, see the best, live the best, educate in the best way, or do certain things. But we forget that our family and friends have independent minds. And when you're sitting there saying, okay, I want to help this person, I want to be able to put this person in a certain position, that be your children, significant other, family members, or whatever, you want to help them, but you don't know what's going on. I got a close family member of mine right now. I'm gonna share a story. Come to me all the time. A few months ago, Poochie, look, man, I need some help, man. I'm trying to get this business off the ground, this, that, and that. Had another friend of mine had a mower, driving mower, like, hey, man, look, I don't even want it. You can get it. Just, I don't want, I don't really want to sell it, but if you know somebody need it, cool. Call my family member up. Listen, I got access to a mower. You can go out here and cut you some grass and make you some money. Cool. Call them, pick it up. This MF sells it. So you sitting there like, look, I just put you in a position to generate income for yourself. Soon as I give you something, they probably could have sold. I mean, the mower was nothing but damn John Deere riding mower. Wasn't even a good 2 years old. They could have sold it and got decent money for it. But this joker here was just so adamant, like, I'm gonna start my online business. But as soon as they got it, they sold it. And those kind of things you like, damn man, should I even help their ass? And those things where you sit there second guess yourself, definitely kind of makes you more reluctant to help people with certain opportunities because again, you see what happens when you make certain things available to people when they don't have any skin in the game. I'm real big on people having skin in the game and people having some kind of stressor in it, be it your time, be it your money, or whatever it is. Yeah, y'all know I'm real funny about that. So that's one of the things that I was really tripping on because again, I gave him the damn mower, man. He sold that damn thing a week later and called me about a week ago. Hey man, think you can help? Hell no. And those be the things that when we sit here and do those certain things for folks, they take it for granted because they always say, what? Again, you got it. You know these folks, you can do this, that. And you in a position that you are in life because you made certain sacrifices or didn't make certain sacrifices in life. And a lot of times people think that because you're doing well or doing okay, you lucky. Well, you work at such and such shit. Yeah. People know that at the end of the day, the hard part ain't getting that car. The hard part ain't getting that house. The hard part ain't getting that job is what? Keeping it. And because you don't want to get up early in the morning, you don't want to work overtime, you don't want to do stuff nobody else want to do. That's why a lot of times you ain't got it. Because most people, especially you done hit north of 40, you done had apartment, a house, you had a car, you had this, that, and that. And depending on how things in life came to you, be it health, opportunities, things you just couldn't control or whatever, how you fought to be able to maintain keeping it. Sometimes you lost stuff, sometimes you gain, sometimes you maintain. It varies, but keeping things in life is so hard. And if you don't really bother nobody, shit, sometimes I think it's a lot more easy than what it is. And people will take that for granted or take advantage of you if you don't sit there and be kind of firm, like, look, man, I can't really do this. Again, you ask for certain things, I'm not bugging nobody, but I really can't get into that. I got certain things I got to take care of. And I will say this: a lot of times people don't care. They don't give a damn. How what you did to get what you did to get where you are, or what you did to acquire what you have, or what you are doing to keep what you have. They could care less. They could care less, right? I'm just be very, very honest with you with that. Again, this is Change the Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Tonight's show, we're talking about what are your obligations to family and friends. Just having an open discussion with that. I'm trying to look at right now. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm just see if anybody got any comments. I don't see any comments that'll come up right now or anything. Next, want to kind of have talk about in regards to like different sacrifices people may have in regards to we start talking about having those obligations. When you try to have some kind of success or try to acquire certain things in life, you got to give up a lot of stuff. Two main things you got to give up is money and time. And we always talk about time is like the ultimate currency, because what you can't get it back once it's spent. And people will help you to a certain extent, but they don't want to make the sacrifices that you made, or they've made certain sacrifices that you just look, man, I can't pay it back. I appreciate what you did. I really appreciate it, but there's nothing tangible or whatever. I can tell you thank you. I can volunteer and help you. I can whatever, but I can't. What you did was so heavy for me. I can't pay you back on that. There's nothing tangible. If you're gonna hold it against me for doing it, I can't help that. But there's nothing really I can do. And sometimes people they're not necessarily willing to let go of certain things that they done for you. And sometimes people can't let go of what a person did for them. For regards to how they feel, they got to pay them back. Sacrifices are tough. Because far too often people don't necessarily want to make sacrifices in life or in business, and there's a residual in regards to what kind of sacrifice you made and what falls out of it. Because I'm a big proponent that you are in the position you are in life because of what you gave up or what you do. And people don't necessarily want to go down that kind of road to make sacrifices, give up certain things, and be uncomfortable. And I don't think you should feel obligated to match that if they're not willing to do that. That's a Deonte thing. Everybody don't see the world the way I do. So those are one of the things that I think a lot of times people have to get on track with in that actual thought process, because again, you don't know who's going to be looking at, what you're trying to do, what's going to be your pattern in life. And you got to be cool with, they looked out for me. I'm going to try to look out for them the best I can, or I will look out for them at this point. But repaying a person and subsidizing a person, two whole separate things. And far too often people get that conflicted. Well, I did this for you, I did that for you. You did, and it's appreciated. But damn, I can't sit here and say, okay, I can carry you forever. And a lot of times people be wanting that. They get buried trying to repay family members and friends for things that were done for them. And it'll be something that'll be never ending. You'll never be able to match what a person done did for you. And it just won't happen. And I think the sooner that a person can kind of come to that conclusion or that realization, the better off they'll be. Personally, just to kind of, think about myself. Well, again, before I go into myself, again, this is Change the Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Tonight we're having a quick discussion in regards to what are your obligations to your family and friends. I'm just sharing something with myself personally. I've always lived my life helping people, because again, I'm in the position I am right now in life because people help me to get where I'm at. I ain't never felt that, the person looked out for me, that I was overly obligated to do certain things. I ain't never been one of, you ain't never gonna have me restricted, like I gotta do this for you, I gotta do that for you. If you looked out for me, I appreciate it. I try to ask on the front end what I owe you. You say, no, I feel like my repayment is I do a good job and try to my best for you. Say, okay, hey, I looked out for that young man, because a lot of people have looked out for me a lot in my life, and I think I've done a decent job of making them feel like, okay, that was worth it, in regards to what I did for them. But I've never put myself in a damn situation in regards to anything to say, okay, yeah, man, I owe you this and I got to do this until something happens. I don't even get in that shit at all. I don't get in that at all. So I've always looked at, even with other people, like, look, man, I help you. I help you. If I need to be paid back, and 9 times out of 10, people know me. Shit, they ain't need me. I don't even get down like that. And that's how I roll. Don't feel like it's anybody else. But shit, just appreciate what people do for you. Just appreciate what people do for you, and that's worked out for me in my life. Uh, but even when you do things, I did a video about this. You loan out what you can afford to lose. You do what you can afford to not get back. Don't do things for people with obligation unless y'all actually did a contract. Okay, you're gonna pay me back. But if it's you done anything, you had them kind of expectation now, And I'm telling you, this from a person saying this shit. I've done some things for family members and friends. Some things you be like, damn, man. Not that I expect anything back, but I do expect people to move a certain way, in regards to what been done, that you do certain things for yourself instead of just like you made that sacrifice to help a person, and now they just screw it. They help me, no big deal. I felt some type of way about certain things about that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie about that. And I've also made me kind of reluctant to do certain things about for people in the future. With doing it, try not to hold on to certain things like that. And I'm wrong. I'm human, and I like to be honest about certain things. But I will always do recommend to people, do what you can afford to not to linger on about. Okay, and that's probably one of the biggest things that again I've had to work with. And I think a lot of people have to work with, because it's easy sometimes to say, well, what's the word I hear all the time? That's what you wanted to do, and that's some bullshit. I think people do things off what they were told, what was going on, and your expectation. You don't do. You're not going to actually loan nobody no money for them to burn it up and mess it up. You're not going to be giving up your time for a person for that they're gonna damn quit. Who the hell gonna do that? Who the hell is gonna make a sacrifice for somebody that's gonna quit or change? Nobody's gonna do that. So even though nothing has been flat out said about anything, you're expecting, okay, I'm gonna help this person because they want to get their job. They get their job and they quit, or you make phone calls to get somebody hired. They work there a week or two, like, I don't like it, then they quit. And then you got egg on your face with the people that you talk to. No. And you get thrown in your face that was something that you wanted to do. I didn't beg you. Hell no. Hell no. So with that said, on both sides of it, be careful in regards to what you do for people, but always be mindful of the person not always going to do what you expect them to do. Now, are you gonna do something for somebody and you know that it might screw you? No. You'll hope sometimes. We all had a chance with it. We don't took chances on people, and damn, I can tell you definitely people that took chances on me in life. But for the most part, if you know somebody gonna screw you and stuff, you're not gonna make all them kind of sacrifices for them. But just be careful that can happen. The flip on the other side of it, if people making concessions or making sacrifice or making gambles for you, and you can care less about what fall out, that's on you. Because one thing about it, and I personally feel this way, that my name good. My name good. I think if I really need something, I can get something done. I think if my children need something, they can get something done. I think my name is pretty good. I got a decent network of people that can make decisions for people and stuff like that. And I think that's the kind of thing that I've always pushed people to try their best to try to make sure that you keep your name good, and you do certain things to kind of help you to do those particular things. And that's worked the best for me. Okay. Also, let me kind of look over these notes. I've always, kind of look, told people to kind of think in regards to how they feel about uh, helping people. Because when you try to do certain things to help people, you always got to understand that people are not always going to do certain things the way you envision for it to happen. That's going back to what we're talking about right now. Um, you're not always going to see how how things are going to fall out um, with that, but you're not gonna do certain things you expect people to put egg on your face with. But I always try to give people the best advice possible in regards to how they want to be treated and how they want certain things to fall out for them. Okay. Uh, 1 second. We have a little technical difficulty right now. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, we have a little technical difficulty. 1 second. Also, I would kind of advise everybody, just a couple, words of advice to everybody in regards to moving forward, in regards to how you want to do certain things. Number one, what I would recommend to anybody when you're trying to help family members and friends in regards to doing certain things. Number one, go into the situation knowing that you're doing things from a genuine space, that you want to help people, you want to make sure that they're you're doing it from a spot you won't necessarily get any kind of assistance or help for doing that, and kind of just want to be from a genuine space, because the way you want people to show appreciation may not necessarily be the way that you actually drew it up. Kind of keep that kind of open mind with that. The second thing is, don't make sacrifices, don't make decisions for people, and you don't necessarily believe that they're going to actually go in the direction that you want them to go into. Okay. And what I mean by that is, people are not always going to actually handle certain things that you want. And this is something that was challenging for myself. You be to make sacrifices, and you made people make agreements to you. Everybody gonna be able to keep their word. They won't be able to. They just not gonna keep their word. Everybody's not gonna go by the same principles that you do, even though you think they are, even if you agree they were. Kind of keep that in mind. Third thing, this is very, 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 very important. This is all about relationships with your family members and friends. Loan out what you can afford to lose. Okay, loan out what you can afford to lose. Make sacrifice for things you can deal with if it isn't restored back to you the way that you feel like it should have been done. Okay, if you don't think that those things are gonna, if you don't think that person can kind of keep their word or do certain things the way you guys agreed upon, I wouldn't advise doing it. Okay, because again, once things are done and you moving on with life, you don't necessarily know how. You don't want that to ruin certain things. So I always say be kind of careful with that, okay? Far too often people fall out between family members and friends because one person did something for another person. They had these certain expectations. And I can't say that's easy, because a lot of times you can't have a person like, man, I can't believe they did that. But it happens. It happens. It happens. And then not having an emotional attachment to it can be very difficult. But I will say this. Kind of just be like, hey, look, I'm helping this person. They help me back. Good. If you feel like it's something that you can't afford to lose, just say, if you give somebody some money, but you need that money to pay a bill, don't do it. 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 Okay. And listen, I hope that you guys enjoyed the discussion tonight. Again, we talked about what's your obligation to family members and friends. Again, I'm Deonte Burden. It's Change Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden, where we talk about personal development, professional development, family, parenting, all that great stuff. Stay abreast of all the good information that we have. Hit that $ in the bottom right-hand corner, depending on what platform you follow us on, be it Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and the main one being YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Also get a chance, go to my other YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar, where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and real estate investing. A lot of great information there as well. Again, I want to give my condolences again to Reek and DJ, Slick 316 and DJ Lab. Love you guys. Listen, I'm with you guys. You need anything, let me know. Guys, as always, all the contact information is in the description in the section of the videos. Everybody take care and be safe out there, and I'll see you soon.